Hi there, St. Teresa, and welcome back. It's Mrs. Berube in the kitchen. Something new about me today. I'm wearing my glasses. Yep, so I am ready today. I've got a new recipe to go, and it is scones. Now, scones are not something that everybody knows how to make. You see them sometimes at fancy coffee shops and things like that, but they're actually really good, and they're not hard to make at all. So let's get going. So we're going to start with 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon of white sugar, sprinkle that in there, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, shake that in there. A 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, sprinkle that in there, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Do I pour it right over the bowl? Nope, just off to the side. Why I do this is because I don't want to over pour the salt right into my mixture. Ugh, that wouldn't be very good. All right, so I'm just gonna give that a little stir up. Okay, so I have my melted butter here, 1 tablespoon of melted butter. Make sure that it's not hot, okay? In that, we're gonna crack 1 egg. 1 egg. Okay, so I have a 1/2 cup of plain yogurt. Scoop that in there. Give it a little mixy mix. And we need a teaspoon of lemon juice. A fresh lemon is nice if you have one, but I don't buy those very often. So here's my teaspoon of lemon juice. All right. Now you can add other things into the mixture at this point. You could add some fruit or flavors or vanilla, things like that. But I'm gonna keep mine simple today and give it a little mixture. Mix that up really well. And then I'm gonna bring back my flour and I'm gonna pour my mixture into my flour. I don't need to worry about gradually pouring it in. Try to get all that good stuff into your flour mixture. Okay, give it a little stir. Now this here, you're gonna make it into a dough. So first try to squish it all down. Get as much of that flour absorbed into the liquid. Give it a little flatten down. Until you get a nice doughy mixture. And then you're going to need a little bit of room here in front of you. Take a little bit of your flour. Sprinkle that down. Scoop your mixture out onto the floury bit. Okay. Now the trick here is not to over handle this dough. It doesn't like a lot of mixing. So I'm just going to put a bit of flour on my hand so it doesn't stick to my hands. Okay, now remember what we talked about kneading. You're going to fold it in half, squish it down. I'm only going to do this 2 or 3 times. Fold it in half, squish it down. If the flour is sticking to my hands, give it a little bit of dusting. Okay, fold it in half. 1 more time. And then squish it down. Okay, so I've only done that a few times. It's really delicate. She's like a little princess. All right, so now I want to get it spread out a little bit. You can use a rolling pin or just your hands. Either way is fine. Flatten it down. Make sure it's not sticking to your hands. Give it a good flatten down. I usually use a rolling pin, but it's more fun to squish it. All right. So squished it down a little bit. And now I need to cut it up. Now I'm on my nice countertop, so I want to use the flat side of my butter knife again. I'm going to cut this in half, and then I'm going to cut it in half, and then I've got 4 pieces, so I'm going to cut those ones in half. Ooh, it's time for a little fractions. All right, and I cut those ones in half. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means each piece that I have cut is 1/8 of your mixture. Okay, we're back. I have 8 beautiful pieces of scones on a piece of parchment paper, and I have one more thing to do before they go in the oven. I need to give them an egg yolk wash. So that means I need to take 1 egg and split the yolk from the whites. This is fun. Let me put this forward. So I need 2 bowls, tap, and I'm going to try to get just the yolk. So I like to use my hands for this one here, so I'm just gonna hold this yolk in my hand, give it a little shake, use that shell to help me a little bit, separate it, try to get all that egg white, the clear stuff, off my yolk, and then I can use my yolk for the wash. So I'm going to put my yolk in the other bowl, and I have my egg yolk in this bowl. I'm going to give it a little smush. I'm going to use like a paintbrush, just smear on a little bit of egg yolk on each one of these beautiful little scones here. Doesn't need a lot, just a little bit. And the reason why I'm doing this is because when I bake them, they will stay really white. But when you put this yummy egg wash on there, they turn a nice golden color. So it kind of makes them look prettier. So I'm almost out. I'm gonna use every little bit of that egg wash. Smear that all on there, all 8 pieces of my scones. So now all my scones have a bit of that, and I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of sugar on top. Just a little pinch is what my grandma used to call it, a little pinch. All right, all my scones are out of the oven. They are delicious, they are golden, and hey, someone took a bite out of this one.